David, this permission is used to display snack bar to the user. When we in which scenario do we display snack bar?
Offline.
Yeah, when you are offline, we display a snack bar at the bottom of the screen. You would have noticed, right, a black color thing saying a message that you are offline. So that is a snack bar in the Android ecosystem, and we use this permission to display it. So it cannot be avoided.
Okay, so if we replace this snack bar with something else, we wouldn't have this warning. We wouldn't have to give this permission.
We can do that, David, but then the native feel might be it might be affected. I mean, the exact replica we won't be able to make it, but then we can ask Sheikh to look into it, and we can do it.
Sorry, I didn't get it. So because, well, the thing is, I want to, if possible, I want to get rid of this message.
Yeah.
It's scary, right?
We get it, David, but the thing is, this is a native thing which we are displaying right now. A snack bar is a native field. A snack bar, it's also displayed in some applications like Gmail and other applications.
Yes.
If you use, you can just see it.
Mhm.
In order to replicate it, we can use, we can create our own component to display it, but then we are not sure how much it will be the exact replica.
I see. Okay, no issues with that. Honestly, if well, we could even analyze if we want to do it in a snack bar, but let's assume that yes. So I would prefer to replicate it than to display this thing, because this thing is extremely scary, I'd say. And for me as a user, I would be really scared if I saw this message. So, well, if it requires us to create another pop-up, it's just, well, if it requires us to just create another pop-up, I would definitely prefer to create our own pop-up than to display this message.
Sure, David. We'll look into it.
Okay, all right, great. That's very good news. Okay, expanding a unit menu takes a few seconds to complete. I think we should park it till I receive a new build, because from what I learned from Ezel, this might have already been fixed. But downloading lessons is very slow. It's very slow. So the question is why it is so and what we can do about that, because as I said here, it is much slower than on iOS. I compare the download with the same internet bandwidth. So it is a question of implementation, and well, it takes five or more minutes to download a lesson, which is absolutely unacceptable.
So I have the answer for that also, David. Recently, when we were downloading and extracting this engine folder .zip, so right now we are doing it in the first page itself. I mean, when the user launches the application, in the first page itself, we are doing the same for both iOS and Android. In iOS, it took like 5 to 7 seconds to download and extract the engine folder. But then in Android, it took hardly 15 to 20 seconds for the same thing. So I guess you already know the answer, David. So it takes nearly double the time which takes in iOS.
Well, it's more than well, double the time. So it's much more. As I said, well, it's a question of, well, downloading a lesson in, let's say, 30 seconds on iOS and 5 minutes on Android. It's not double. And well, even if it is so, even if Android is slightly slower, this is okay, acceptable. However, very bad. I think that we should do something about that. And we should investigate this issue in very much detail, because well, the majority of our users are going to be Android users. And we are not downloading files that are 20 megabytes, because, well, I tried to download files that were, I'd say, I don't know, a few megabytes, and it cannot take that long. We need to do something about that. Otherwise, well, all apps, well, not all, but many apps use React Native. Right, to give Facebook as an example, and it doesn't work slowly on Android. It works smoothly. So we need to do something about it. We need to optimize it.
Okay, David, we'll look into it also.
Thank you. All right, so this is definitely going to enter the next sprint because these three are very, very important. Another one, the app gets unresponsive frequently. This is, again, very hard to track, but I have to tap elements a few times before they react. Unlock level 1, quickly tap unit 4, quickly tap lesson 1, quickly go back, quickly tap videos. See the UI is unresponsive for a few seconds at one of the stages after 2, right? So after this one, well, these I will definitely going to be very, very slow. But again, we can park it till I receive a new build because maybe it is going to get resolved. So I'm going to move these lower here, and they will get back as soon as I receive the new build if necessary. Okay, we have text fields are cut at the top. And I put 2 screenshots here. Okay, so we have something like that. So it's not HD, but it's something, right? It's cut. And there is a second one that. So the H letter is not full, right? It's cut at the top a bit, right? So it's not a major issue, but it is there, and we cannot release the app with this. Okay.
Okay.
And when I swipe to the right or left between tabs, the process hangs on the scan tab, right? And I suggested the swipe to switch tab functionality can be disabled entirely. I don't need it. I don't want it. And so hopefully this is going to resolve the issue quickly. Okay. After granting the app access to the camera, the QR code scanner does not open automatically.
Actually, David, this is how the Android scanner or whatever permission displays works. I mean, if you are giving access to camera, you need to press OK once and then later.
No, actually, this bug already has been raised by me, David.
Could you repeat what happened?
This bug is already raised by me.
Is it a duplicate then, or?
Yeah, it's a duplicate. 8 to 8.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to close my my report then.
Let's see the duplicated. Which was? Just a minute, David. Let's see the other one also.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
What is that? I don't know.
I can't see it honestly.
Fine.
So I said to the team, but it's not in the backlog. Actually, in the regression status Android email it is in.
You haven't created yet.
No, let it be.
Okay, let's have it then, David.
Okay, so I'm not closing this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just add acceptance criteria to this one.
Okay.
The user grants access to the camera on Android. The camera should All right, so that's all as for my bugs that I reported last week. So now let's move on to. I'm gonna put them in the order later. I just wanted to start with these. So now we're going to move on to these. So I'd say I believe that we should do it this way: that we have a spike in which we're going to test all APG endpoints, see if they work fine. If they do, then we can move on to. To integrating APG endpoints, right? So we're going to have this story as a separate story, right? So let's start with the investigation. If the investigation goes fine, then we're going to switch to this one. If there are any issues with the investigation, we're going to schedule a call, and then we can start with this one. Okay. Is that fine with you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then we have a bug by Valipan. Right. So unlock any level and download and lesson units. Kill the app. Launch the app again. No problem. Download the lesson units, but call to action row is coming and remove button is disabled.
Click and down button. Call to action button.
Call to action will be good.
Call to action is handled by you. Remove download that is not handled.
Not only if you scan it will work, even if you kill the app,
No,
it's
this
not
bug,
getting enabled,
this
right?
bug is there.
But the description is unlock a level. Using scan it has been mentioned.
No, she's saying
Kill
not
the app.
only in that scenario it happens always.
Always,
just
yeah.
Kill the app and open
So
it.
I'm saying
No,
to edit
you.
the
What I'm
description, not
trying to
only
say
in
is
scan.
call to action is handled by you.
Yes.
Till remove download is not handled, I said.
No, the question is call to action rows coming or not.
No, just now it is been get by Mohan.
Okay. That's all.
Remote control
Only remote download content
Yeah.
button is.
So should we? So
Yeah.
you will be
Bug is there.
updating the bug.
50 bug is there. 50 bug is cleared by Mohan.
50%, 54%.
Okay. So are we taking this bug as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Description.
Yeah.
We'll update
Valipan, you have to
Ah,
update the bug. Okay. Okay, David, we can move on.
Okay. Then we have implementation of Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics. We should be able to send just one testing event. And I added acceptance criteria. The app should send one, not on, but one testing event which should appear in Google Analytics console. Right. So let's just do one test. Right. So we should implement the GA library and be able to send one testing event. That's it. It's just a question of, well, just testing whether we can implement it, whether everything is working fine. So no details here, because we're going to have, I'm going to determine what events we're going to gather later. Now we can just gather one event, I don't know, user selected a product. Right? Let me add it to the description. For example, user tapped the product. User selected the product. Okay. And this is a task, I think. I didn't put it as a story. Unless you want me to transform it into a story. It's up to you.
The first time we do it, it would be better if it's a story, I guess. For the first time alone, from the next time, anyway, we'll be using the same thing, right?
Which one?
To integrate GTM in the application. The first time it would be better if we take it as a task. And from the next time, anyway, it will be the same code, I guess. We'll be just changing the event's name. Or we should discuss with Surya and then...
Yeah, let it be a task.
Okay.
Most
David
probably
will
not be much work.
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll discuss with the team and get back.
Okay, all right, no problem. I can turn it into a story. I don't mind that, right? I still have problems determining which thing is a task and which thing is a story. So, this time I thought that it could be relatively easy, but if it's not, I don't mind making it a story. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But for this one, I believe this is a simple task. Create an account for the app in Google Play, because we have one in iTunes Connect, but just the fact that for Android we're using TestFairy, we haven't created an account for the app in Google Console. Well, in order to configure GA and Tableau properly, we must create an ID for the app in Google Console. And acceptance criteria is relatively simple. A Google ID for the app is present in Google Play Console.
Okay.
And I think that this one is straightforward and easy.
Okay.
Then we have application is hanged with loader while newly created user try to log in, and this is by Bala. We provide steps to reproduce.
You want to check it again? And
No, it was fixed.
it's fixed.
Just working fine now.
Should we descope it then?
Yeah,
Or, I mean, rather than descoping, we can close it as fixed,
I will
right?
close. I will.
Just check it.
Okay.
I
So,
already checked.
Bala will close his bug, David.
Thank you. All right, then we have integrating RPG endpoints, and we should switch from accessing endpoints directly to using RPG gateway. This task should be complete after PEMOB 821 is done, so the spike. So we first start with the spike, in which we analyze the documentation and, I don't know, test endpoints using Postman, and if everything is fine and understood, then we can start integrating that. Do we want to estimate it?
We can estimate it once we take up the spike, so we'll know
Okay.
what are the efforts we need to put, so then it'll be easy.
Okay, understood. All right. Yeah, and this well, this one's already estimated, and Hazel loves it. So this is about synchronizing the same stage of the download process in the unit and lesson view, so that I can monitor it.
Yes.
And it was descoped in this sprint, so I would like to get it back if possible.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Then we have another one by Valipan. Redirecting to activities by scanning QR code seems to be downloaded, but remove content download is not active. I just wonder if it's somehow a duplicate of this one, 815.
No, David, actually, this is when we are scanning activities, it is down. It is actually getting downloaded in.
Yeah. You're right. It's not about scanning in general. It's this one. That one is about unlocking a level, and this one about scanning an activity. You're right. Sorry.
Even now you are getting it? Or you still? So when you'll be done with your regression testing, Bala and
We
Valiappan?
need to start it. Just now we finished all the functional testing given by reminder and all.
Okay. So you have the build ready for the regression?
Once they merged with them, everything is ready. Already Ram was merged and Eril is to merge.
Done? Ram done? Yeah, so they have the build now, right, for regression?
I'll give them.
Okay, right after this call?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, because we plan to give the build to Dalit by today evening.
Okay.
So they have to finish their testing as soon as possible. Okay.
Okay, then we have another by Valipan. It seems to be Bala, right? I recognize by this being bold. Remove downloaded content link disabled once app was closed by the user.
This is a duplicate.
Yeah, 615. This is a duplicate. You can close mine 615 because no 615 it was raised by me. 815 it was raised by me, and it seems that Maha call to action was finished by Maha. So I had to change the description. Instead of change the description, we can give this and we can close this. You can close 815 then.
815. So this one, unlock any level, right?
You can keep 807.
Okay, understood. Okay. All right, and then we have this one about, as a developer, I want to have access to prod, PEV, and prod in prod environment for the app. So depending on the environment to which we switch in the app, the PEP environment and RPG input should change as well. And here I provided you base URL for RPG, for our direct access and RPG. So you have endpoints. I'm still waiting for dev environment endpoints. As soon as I receive them, I'll put them in the description. And to be honest, I think we should stop here because, well, I don't think we would be able to put anything else in this sprint. I'm still doubtful whether we can deliver everything. Or do you want to continue? Because the rest of them are actually all, reported by Valjean. I'm not adding anything from my end here. So if it turns out that we still have some time, we can continue adding these. But I think that we should start with these and then see if there is anything else to do in this sprint. What do you think about that?
You can stop here. Okay, let's stop here, David.
Well, if you want, we can go ahead, but I think that, well, it doesn't really make sense because I don't think we have enough to do in the next sprint if we want to cover all these. Well, we need to because they're critical in the majority of cases. I will put them in order later, but I think that we should stop here and we shouldn't put anything else in the next sprint. If there is some space for that during the sprint, we can just pick another one.
Yeah. Okay, David.
And it is still possible that 832 and 834 will also be confirmed after I receive a new build. So let's keep some spare bandwidth if possible.
Okay. Okay, fine then, David. Let's stop here and also wait for QA's results, regression results, so that we can decide the issues for planning.
Sure. Okay. I'll update the priorities so that we know which ones are going to go first in the tomorrow, and let's do the estimations probably during the planning then.
Okay, David. Fine.
Okay. All right. So that's it from my end.
Team, anything else that we want to discuss now? Okay. Any other updates?
David, I have pinged you in Google Hangout for create an account, username validations and passwords to the users.
Okay, so yeah, I wanted to move on to that. So the question, so you're suggesting that we are displaying the information to the user that username and password are in incorrect format, but we never give this format, right? Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I need to speak. I need to reach out to the PEF team how they determine the format and whether they actually provide it anywhere, right? So I'll get back to you with that later today. But fortunately this is not a burning issue that we need to cover in the next sprint. Okay.
Okay. David, you can see that in the PEF dashboard link for registration. It will come as a pop-up when you tap on the username or password field. It will just pop out on the side saying enter 8 to 32 characters with capital letters and some, so that string will come on the side as a pop-up.
Okay, so let me see. So you mean this one, right? So create an account. Adult. Is that what you mean?
We can see your screen.
Your screen is in.
Yeah, okay. Forgot. Is this one? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pop up over there.
I see.
Password.
By the way, user with list login already exists. That's interesting. Okay. 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 So I think we should add as an improvement a bit low priority because we need to redesign the screen a bit in order to deliver this functionality. So, and I don't think it is our top priority right now, to be honest. So, Valiban, is it possible for you to add it to the backlog as a suggestion, as an improvement?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, please do, because then I will just figure out with the UX how this could be displayed. It's going to take some time, so it's low priority for us, but it's very valid, but low priority right now.
Okay.
Okay.
So anything else, team? Okay, so that's it from our end, David. So let's
Thank you.
tomorrow during our planning session, review and plan.
Okay. Yep.
We will try to send the build before the review, David.
Great. That would be good. That would be good.
So once the regression is done, we will upload it right away.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, David. Thank you, team. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.